All right. What is handy success? Why that weird name? Well, especially because you, you probably have heard about the 88 principles of success, the 107 rules for success. And so this is not very practical in the day-to-day, right now, routine day, because you don't remember 88 tips or steps or principles. So I was trying also to help people really remember the most important things about success. It all started several years ago. I'm going to share with you a little bit how I created this, how I found this handy success thing, and why we have that name. You're going to understand very quickly. Let's move forward so you're going to see it. All right, a little bit about me. Some of you don't know me very well, but it's this is a very compact summary of my curriculum. But the most important information in this screen is not about what I have done. For me, the most important information here is the blank space. Is all this blank space you see there, because this is my future, okay? Everything that is written already is in the past, so we have to keep open as an eternal student to really embrace the future as it comes. In a situation like the one we are living right now, it's unknown, unprecedented, so we have to be open to embrace what is coming into our direction, so we really show flexibility and adapt very quickly to new circumstances. So the blank spaces in our resumes are the most important ones. Those are the ones that keep us learning and open to new things. This word success, I started listening very carefully to this word when I was 11 to 12 years old. I was still a kid, of course. I was going to school in the morning, but I was hearing this a lot: success, success, success. And then I asked my father, I said, Dad, what is success? How can I achieve it? And he looked at me, he got down on his knees, he looked into my eyes and he said, son, I don't know. That was a shock for me because, my father was taller than me, stronger than me, has a big mustache. You should know, right? But he didn't know. He was a low middle class. So he thought in his mind, okay, I'm not successful. I will not lie to my son, telling him something I don't know. So he said, I don't know, son, but I believe you're a fine young man. If you study hard, if you work hard, you're going to find out what success is. And that led me to my first part-time job. When I was almost 12 years old, I was going to school in the morning, and in the afternoon and in the evening, I was working for a real estate assistant, let's say. I was a kid that would be on those empty houses that were for sale, waiting for the broker to arrive with the client so we can open the house. At that time, we didn't have the electronic lockers, so we needed someone to stay at the places waiting for the the customers. So I was that kid. Empty houses, no internet, no Facebook at that time, right? So I didn't have much to do. So I started reading. Of course, at the beginning, comic books, then later I decided, okay, this is not really adding value to my life, so let's read something good. And I found a book about, my first book about success. That book was telling a story that we should have complete and holistic success, balanced success, because some people make a lot of money, but they're very unhappy in their personal lives. They are depressed, they are addicted to alcohol or drugs. So something is missing. So only money is not the answer. Other people have wonderful lives, family lives, but they don't have any money. And other people are very happy with their jobs. They love what they do, but they don't have either money or they don't have a family relationship, and so on. So we have a lot of different aspects. So what would be a balanced success? You make good money, you have good health, you are good in relationships and family life. So you are balanced. So this is really a richer, happier, more productive life when you have balanced and a holistic success. So I started studying about this. So I was looking for true success, complete success, enduring success. You also know a lot of people who had major, massive success for a period of time, then they lost everything. So this is not good, right? So success enduring, true, complete success means you have a more meaningful and fulfilling life. And that's the kind of success I want to share with you, what I have discovered in all these years. These are some of the, characters I have studied along those years since 1982. These are some of them. Of course, some of more recent, like Jeff Bezos, are more recent. So you can see people that were very successful inventing things or changing society or changing the marketplace or changing the artistic, industry. So you've seen it all. And of course, some other names. In total, I have read more than 3,000 books about, biographies of people, of successful people, and also other types of books like, Anthony Robbins, Roger Mandino, books that try to explain how success is created. All right. This is the entire research in one screen. So from 1982 to 1998, I was doing practical research. And that means I was studying and applying to my life. So these are some milestones of my professional career. In 1982, I was just a helper and a delivery boy. From 86 to 87, I got into as an electrical engineering intern. I was an associate engineer at that time. So I was applying to my life. And as you can see, I was having some good results, right? I was increasing of course, my income and increasing my responsibilities. So in 82, I was 12 years old. In 93, I was 21. And I was already the general manager for healthcare technology and services for a multinational company. So what I was reading and studying was helping me to evolve and grow. Of course, I had some problems in the way because I was not so balanced. I was very focused on professional success, and I forgot sometimes my health. I had 2 major car accidents in the process because I was so tired, I was exhausted, and I fell asleep while driving both times. And I had 2 major car accidents, and I injured my back, my spine in 4 different places. And for several periods of time during that journey, I couldn't walk properly. It was very tough because I was not balanced. I was so much focused on, accumulating money and wealth and working and evolving my professional career. I forgot about health. Now I'm more balanced. I found a way to be successful in work and in health for the past 10 years have been my best years in health. But at that time, I was not so balanced. So, but you can see what I was reading was working for me. So in 1996, I started my consulting firm and my professional speaking career, and it's been great. But in 1998 was the year when I had this insight about handy success, because I was studying all those theories and real life examples of success, but I didn't really know how to summarize in one simple formula. And then in 1998, after a speech I gave about how to delight your customers, people were very emotional because I was telling them that if you put some real love into serving, you can be happy right now, not in the future, but right now while you're serving your customers. So everybody was very emotional about that, that speech. And one girl came to me, one young lady called Carla, and she said, "Listen, you really moved me. You changed my life with this speech about customer service, and I want more from you." And of course, I was curious about this question. "You want more from me? What do you mean?" "I want the formula for success because I know you have it." And I was a little bit in panic because I didn't know the formula. I was studying so hard, but I couldn't find one simple formula. Then I looked at her hand, and of course, I saw 5 fingers. It may sound very trivial to find 5 fingers, but later I found a lot of people. I met a lot of people who don't have all the fingers, but she had the 5 fingers. I said, okay. She had no notebook, no pen to take notes. So I thought, well, I have to really simplify this so she can remember this later. And then I had this insight, this major insight or mental miracle. And it came to me so clear, so crystal clear. Okay, 5 things. There are 5 things that really summarize everything about the science of success that I have read and studied for so long. and I shared with her. And then 6 months later, she wrote me a major email with a testimonial of how her life had changed after she applied those 5 things. And then, wow, this is great. So from that point on, I started sharing that founding, that discovery with other people. And then I entered the second part of my research, practical research and multiplication. So I started multiplying that. And now millions of people have heard this speech in Portuguese and in Spanish. And this is the very first time I'm broadcasting this in English. So you're making part of history right now. Thank you for being here. Okay. So I started doing after that. So we have workshops. This is in live presentations, 160,000 people and 1 million so through the internet, 200 corporate clients. So we have some numbers of my career after that point. All right. In 1997, I want to share with you some very important numbers and very interesting numbers. In 1997, I was reading in my research, I was reading this magazine, and there was an entire subject about success. And in 1997 already, there were 18 billion books with the word success on the cover. That was one of the numbers that, that story really grabbed my attention. So 18 billion books with the word success on the cover. At that time, it were 6 billion people. So if you do the math, 3 books per person. If all those people were in that phase of their lives of reading those books. But I found out that only about 2 billion people at that time had the age and education enough to read those kind of books. So if you divide 18 per 2 billion people at that time, we're talking about 9 books per person about success. And yet, less than 2% of people at that time, and still nowadays, less than 2% of people really achieve success and find that their lives are fulfilled by the end of their lives. They feel like, okay, I feel realized, I feel really fulfilled by the end of my journey. Less than 2%. So that's very curious, right? If you have 3 to 9 books per person about success, why only 2% are really successful? So before I found the forces of excellence to achieve true success, I found, of course, the barriers. You have some music on the background. Can you hear the music? If you're good in music, what is this artist? Who is this artist? Jimi Hendrix. And the song is Catfish. Okay. What are the major obstacles you have to remove to really free yourself and achieve all the growth and evolution you can achieve? First, limiting belief. You know that. Everybody's talking about limiting beliefs, right? When you think it's impossible, when you think this is not for you, when you think you cannot do it, when you think you're not, the circumstances are not good, the government, the world, whatever, when you believe something's not doable, this is a major obstacle. So you have to really rewire your mind and start believing. And we could list a lot of examples, right? Before the first man ran, that 100 meters in the Olympics below 10 seconds, nobody believed that could be done. Now everybody does it, right? So limiting belief. When something finally you believe it's possible, now you can do it. So get rid of your limiting belief. I'm not going to spend much time in that because you know that already, probably. Self-depreciation. I'm not good enough. This is another obstacle. If you think to yourself, I'm not good enough, this is limiting your capacity to grow. So don't be so hard on yourself. Maybe you mean a world to someone. Maybe you're not famous yet. Maybe you don't have millions of clients or followers, but you mean a world to someone. And you have to believe that you have value. So let's forget about self-depreciation. This is holding you back. Arrogance is quite the opposite on the extreme. I know it all. I know it all. I know it all. A lot of people, I know it all. So every time you try to help them, they say, I already know this. I already know this. I already know this. So they know it all, but they don't do it at all. So what is the use of knowing a lot if you don't put that knowledge into practice, right? So genius is not the one who sees the obvious. Genius is the one that does the obvious. So if you know a lot, put that knowledge into practice so you can generate results to yourself and the ones you love. Excuse syndrome. This is another obstacle, right? I have no money, I have no support, I have no time. And the most common excuse, of course, is I have no time. I didn't have the time to do it. I don't have time. And of course, this is a fallacy because the most productive people in the world, they have the same amount of time that we do. So we have time. The question is, how are you using your time? What kind of decisions are you making? A lot of people spend a lot of time finding excuses for what they didn't accomplish instead of trying to find solutions to that. I met a guy once. He was a salesman, and he was trying to sell to a client, a very important client, a corporate client. And then he tried like once or twice, and then he came back to me and said, listen, it's not working because the government, because the market, because the recession, because that client is friends with my competition, because my boss doesn't support me. So he had like 10 or 12 excuses to justify his failure. Interesting enough, he was fired, and then they hired a young man with almost zero experience in sales. And this young man went to visit that client. And he came back and he said, well, I was not able to sell to that client. So I wonder, Fabio, how can you help me? How can you prepare me? How can you train me so I will be more successful in my next attempt? Who do you think I could ask for help? How do you think I could approach that client to establish a relationship so he would consider me in the future? So do you see the difference between the first guy and this young man? This one now, as he didn't think, oh, I have 30 years in sales, I know everything. He was, okay, I'm young, I'm learning. His mind was like, okay, I was not successful in my first attempt. What should I do to become more prepared, more empowered, more knowledgeable, so I would be more successful next time? So this young man was looking for solutions instead of presenting excuses. Who do you think were more successful? Right? He was more successful, and he still is, because he has this solution-seeking mindset. So instead of wasting time trying to justify our failures, try to spend your time or invest your time finding solutions to overcome the obstacles, even those obstacles we're seeing right now. So the excuse syndrome is one of the most dangerous obstacles you may face. And finally, the fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of being called a fool. A lot of people, they don't move forward just because they don't want to be called a fool if they fail. But we are already fools. Every human being is a fool. If you really think about it, we go into war and we say it's in the name of the peace. People still smoke nowadays, and everybody knows that smoking is not good, but people still smoke. People buy motorcycles, and they don't use the helmet, or if they use the helmet, they put it in their arms sometimes. So we do stupid things. We do nonsense things. We are humans. We sometimes complain about our wives or husbands to our friends, and we don't realize this is diminishing who we are. At the same time, we complain about our schools and our jobs. No, we don't do anything to change. So we are uh, nonsense sometimes. So don't be afraid of looking like a fool, because we are. But the most stupid thing we do is that we don't go, we don't follow through our plans. This is really stupid. We make plans and we don't follow through. We are afraid of having dreams. This is foolish. We must dream, we must have desires, and we must grow, and we must be courageous enough to run the risks that we have to to run to be successful. So uh, forget about fear, and remember, fear is just a piece of us. It's not the entire thing. We have other things besides fear inside of us. We have courage, we have enthusiasm, we have joy, we have so many other sensations and emotions inside of us. Fear is just like a finger, in our entire body. Fear is just a piece of us, and piece cannot be bigger than the whole. So remove these obstacles, and you have much more conditions to grow. Right. The first step is really achieving true success is becoming aware of the obstacles you have to face, and becoming aware of your power to overcome those obstacles, and you have them, and then you can go. So far, so good. Can you hear me well? All right. Does this make sense so far? Very good. All right. So if we are able to really manage and decrease the impact of those obstacles in our lives, then we are ready now to go forward and embrace the forces for excellence and growth. There's in our hand, there's this part of our hand is the base of our hand, and we're going to put here gratitude. This is the base of everything. A lot of studies have shown already that the most important way, or the fastest way to feel joy and to feel happy, is to express your gratitude. There's a happiness course in Harvard right now, right? That's a course about happiness, because they have discovered that happy people are more productive and generate more profit to the organizations. So a lot of CEOs are going to Harvard, or were going to Harvard, for this happiness program, because that was proven by science that happy people produce more results. And the base of happiness is gratitude, because when you express your gratitude, your brain produces dopamine, and that gives you the sensation of joy and happiness. So expressing your gratitude is the first easy step to really feel better and fulfill with joy. 3 areas where we have to express our gratitude: life, because at this very moment that we are here, healthy enough to be here, a lot of people are suffering or are passing away, not only because of the current virus, but all the other diseases. So we are blessed to be here. So be thankful for the life you have, no matter how it is. It's not perfect, I'm sure, but be grateful for the life you have right now. The second area is your skills. You were born with no skills whatsoever. You were just able to breathe, right? Remember how a baby is not competent of doing anything. It's really, you have almost no skills at all. But we grow and we develop so many skills like no other animals, right, or beings, because we have this capacity of growing and developing skills and evolving. No other being in the planet is able to do what humans do in terms of evolution. So be thankful for your skills, and they will continue to grow if you invest on them, of course. And be thankful for your people, for the people around you. Not only for the people that helped you, because I'm sure you are thankful for the people that have helped you. The question is, are you expressing your gratitude towards them first? And second, are you also thankful and expressing your gratitude towards those ones that really didn't have the intention of helping you? Maybe they had the intention of hurting you. But even those people who hurt you, who criticized you, they helped you, because when someone criticizes you, at least they make you stop and think, why is that? Why are they treating me like that? Maybe I did something wrong. Let me reflect on that. So even those ones who criticize you or hurt you, they make you stop and think, and you grow when you do that. So be thankful also for the people who have hurt you in the process of making you who you are. All right, now you're ready. Gratitude is right here as a support for the 5 forces I'm going to share with you right now. The 5 forces of excellence that will help you grow and become a champion in your life. Really achieve the true success you want, the enduring success, and the balanced, holistic success that is healthy for us. First thing that I found every truly successful person has: an interesting and inspiring identity. A kind of identity that when you think about that person, we feel like we would like to join them in their pursuit, in their dreams. We feel like we would like to be part of their teams. We would like to help them somehow. So how do we develop this interesting, inspiring identity that works as a magnet, attracting good people to help us in our dreams and plans? First thing, it got to be true. I know a lot of people try to offer us schemes or smart ways to be successful. No, remain true to you, to yourself, to your identity, to who you are. Don't try to copy other people. Be truthful and find your own truth, who you really are, who you like to be as a person. Be strong. Don't let adversities or obstacles to make you depressed. Be strong. Believe in yourself and your capacity to overcome any obstacle. Be reliable. If people know they can rely on you, you become more interesting, more inspiring to them. They want to work with you. They want to help you. Authentic, accountable, protagonist. In life, we can be a victim, we can be just an observer, we can be the villain, or we can be the hero, the protagonist that is always trying to help other people and solve problems, right? Why don't we, why do we like superheroes so much? We like superheroes because no matter what's going on, the world is ending, and they're working, they're trying to save the planet, they're trying to do something. They're trying to be protagonists and finding a solution. So we must to embrace that hero mentality, and of course, not go to the extreme or killing yourself doing something that you are completely unable to do, but feeling like, okay, I want to be a protagonist. I don't want to be a villain. I don't want to be an observer. I don't want to be a victim. I want to be a protagonist. I want to be a hero. And this will build your identity to be this magnet that attracts good people to work with you and help you succeed. Enthusiastic. So I'm listing here some characteristics of people, successful people in building their identity. And probably you are in the wrong, in the right path already. Just keeping going in that direction so you build this. So become greater by thinking great. Become great by thinking great. This is one thing that is very important. And then you can see here other things that you can do to help you build this identity. See your life as a mission, not only as a group of routines. It's a mission. What is your mission? If you're a chiropractor, if you're a doctor, if you're a dentist, if you're a businessman, what is your mission? What are you doing in this mission? Who are you helping? What difference are you making? So this will create this mission mindset. So it's not just routine, it's a mission. Serve with excellence. No matter what you do, serve with excellence. And excellence is not perfection. Perfection is trying to be flawless, and that's quite impossible. But excellence is doing your very best every single time with the resources you've got. This is excellence. Doing your very best every single time with the resources you've got. This is excellence. So serve with excellence and add value. These are, always things that were always there in every book I read, in every biography I study. Serve with excellence. See yourself as accomplishing a mission and adding value to other people. So major things regarding this first force called identity. The second force is about vision. Every successful human being works on their vision of the future. So how I see this, how, what is the path I imagine for myself? What is my journey? And I didn't put an ego. It would be so cliche, right? An ego. I put an all, because alls can also work during the night when it's dark. And a lot of successful people, really most of them, even when they don't know the path perfectly, they can see the road, they keep moving forward. Even in the dark, they keep moving forward. They have one thing called faith. This faith is not only in God, but in themselves, because faith comes from the Latin fe, and fe means wire, connection. So faith is really a connection you have with something greater than yourself, or with the cosmic, or with the universe, or with your inner power. It's a connection. This is faith. So successful people have this faith. No matter their religion, they have faith. And they believe that the path will show itself before them if they move forward. It's like driving a car. Let's say I want to go from here, Fort Lauderdale, to New York, or to Detroit. I cannot see the road all the way from here to there, especially if I'm traveling at night, right? But I keep moving forward if I turn on my lights. I turn on my lights, so that illuminates part of my journey. I move forward. When I move forward, then those lights illuminate a little bit more, so I keep moving forward. And my faith is my light. So successful people build their vision and they keep moving forward, even if they don't know precisely what steps they have to make to get there. Clear direction. One thing you want to have. Believe in bold goals. Don't be mediocre. Believe in bold goals. Create smart dreams. And when I speak about smart dreams, it's smart as specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound dreams. So you have those dreams, and you have specific goals, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Aim for positive impact. Write your goals. Write down your goals. If you don't write them, they don't have the same power. When you write down your dreams and goals, they become more powerful. Envision your goals. All successful people, they reserve a time every day to kind of meditate, if you want to call it, but envisioning their goals. They imagine their future already here in this present moment. So they train their brain to build the connections necessary to fulfill that vision in the future. Personally, every time I put that aside for a while, my life was moving slower. Every time I was really dedicating time to envision my goals, my life was moving faster. So it's a habit that really increases your chance of achieving your goals. And attach emotions. This is a trick, very positive trick. When you attach good emotions to your dreams, you move faster towards them. If you attach fear, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Oh, what if it doesn't work? If you attach negative emotions, you destroy yourself, you self-sabotage. But if you attach positive emotions to your dreams, you increase your power to achieve them. So build your vision with all those elements there. Well, communication is the third force for excellence. And you see a picture of me performing Elvis Presley. I'm a big fan of Elvis, and I'm going to explain to you why. Because Elvis was able to really use communication in all its elements, like not only the words, but tone of voice, well, those wouldn't involve money, and body language, right? And this major example about Elvis is, Blue Suede Shoes, that song, "Let's one ball money, two ball show." Blue Suede Shoes was the most successful rock and roll song in the 50s. And before Elvis, it was a regular song by Cole Perkins. But Elvis put this tone of voice, this body language, and then made a huge difference. And there's science behind that. Let's talk about that in a moment. Communication, inside communication. What kind of thoughts do I nurture? This is first step of using communication to your advantage. What kind of thoughts do I nurture inside my head? Every time I find myself thinking, what kind of thoughts do I nurture? If you nurture positive thoughts, you're going to be more successful. If you nurture fear thoughts, negative thoughts, you're going to be less successful. Towards other people, what kind of relationship do I nurture? How do I use communication to build strong, positive relationships? And complete that, what Elvis example comes in. How do I use my words, tone of voice, and body language? Communication can build strong connections. So now you see the complete picture of that moment that I was thinking Elvis, and maybe you can hear me. This is me. This is me making my tribute to Elvis Presley. All right. And then, you can see here that another thing that is related to communication in every successful story is that successful people communicate with the objective of helping more and more people. You communicate so you can spread the message and help more people, have more people with you in that moment during your journey, so you can help more and more people. And of course, being able to communicate to big audiences is also a very, true shortcut to success. Because imagine, I had that in that scenario, I had 1,200 people, right? If I was not able to do this public speech and I was only able to talk one-on-one, I would have to have 1,200 meetings to spread the message to help 1,200 people, which spent many more years than necessary. Here in 2 hours, I spoke to 1,200 people and helped those people. So when you're able to do public speeches, you increase and you multiply your power of influence to help more people. The fourth force for excellence that will help you to achieve true success is learning. Continue learning. Constant, continuous commitment to learning. Every successful people see themselves as this eternal student. They keep learning and learning and learning. I told you that already. This is so important. So they don't have like any limitations for learning. This baby, for instance, probably this baby is not in the proper age to start working on computers, but he doesn't care, right? Because he's there to learn, and he's not afraid of failing. He's enjoying, he's having fun with learning. And we as an adults, we should continue to have fun with learning and accepting our failures as a learning process. So we keep going, keep going, keep going, and keep learning and growing. Sometimes when you grow up, we start, oh, I cannot mess this up. I cannot fail here because my neighbors, my family, they're going to say something. Oh, I'm going to feel bad because if I fail. Failing is part of success because it's part of the learning process to become greater and better. And of course, the fifth force is the extra effort. Extra effort. Everybody does an effort, but successful people do this extra effort so they can really overcome that initial barrier. You probably have experienced this. If you try to play an instrument, if you have tried to play guitar or piano or drums, or if you have tried to start a new sport like this one we are seeing on the screen, you probably felt like in the beginning it was very, very, very hard, to play the guitar. Your fingers were not really obeying your brain, and you felt frustrated, and and a lot of people give up in this first moment of trying something new, they give up and they never learn how to play the guitar. But the ones who could, persevere and insist, they overcome that initial barrier, and then with that extra effort, they accomplish what they are aiming. So this extra effort will make you greater. Imagine you do just 10 push-ups a day. Your friend doesn't do anyone. You do 10 push-ups and your friend doesn't do any. In 1 year, you will be with 3,650 push-ups and your friend none, right? In 10 years, you're gonna have 36,500 push-ups and your friend none. In 20 years, 73,000. Of course, one person with 73,000 push-ups has a little bit more healthy, body than the one that didn't do any. And we're talking about only 10 extra push-ups a day. So this is just a physical example, but this works for everything. Your studies, your work, everything. If you do this little extra effort every day, you're going to be enhancing your comfort zone every single day and growing faster than anyone else. We're talking about a bit more with discipline, dedication, persistence, passion, methods. This is very important. It's not only repetition. Every time you try again, you gotta increase or enhance your method a little bit, make it better. So creating methods to be more productive, to be more effective. It's not repetition itself. It's not doing more. It's doing more and smarter, right? And of course, increasing the quality of what you do. So now let's put all this in your hand, because being wise is to be able to simplify, in my opinion, right? So handy success. Let's put that in your hand. Now you're going to remember this forever. Select a hand you want to use. If you are right-handed, select the left hand, because this is your support hand, right? You work with the right and you support with the left. So use your left hand if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, use your right hand. So look at your hand right now. See 5 fingers. Identity. Well, first you have gratitude, right? The foundation, the base is gratitude right here. Then identity is the first force. And identity has to do with your thumb, right? In every document, you have your thumb. Your driver's license, you have your thumb. So this will represent identity, so you'll never forget. I want to work on my identity to become stronger, more interesting, more inspiring. So work on my identity to be positive, powerful protagonist. Look at your hand so you never forget. Have a look. Your thumb, identity. All right. Then the second force is what? Vision, right? So what is the finger that really points the direction you want to go? Yes. So this finger will be the vision finger. The index finger will be the vision. Okay, this is vision, where I want to go, who I am, where I want to go. So this is easy, right? You never forget. You're going to remember forever that the 6 gratitude and the other 5 forces of excellence are always with you right now. Okay, what is the finger that is related to the next step? Communication. I didn't create this, right? But this is the finger for communication. In the entire planet, if you show that finger, everybody understands, no matter the language, how much money people have. This is clear message. Of course, if you show only this finger, is negative, is aggressive, is violent. But if you know who you are, if you know where you're going, and then you communicate in a constructive and complete way, this is going to be positive to you. So this is communication. So identity, vision, communication, and then the other force is learning, right? So you're going to use this finger to learning. Why? Constant, continuous commitment. So this is the ring finger, symbolizes commitment and symbolizes never-ending cycle. That's why the ring was chosen to symbolize matrimony, because we are supposed to stay married forever, right? So it's continuous, constant commitment to learning. So this will help you remember learning. And finally, the extra effort. The extra is not very big, it's a little extra, a little extra effort to persistence, passion, go and grow beyond. So this is handy success. Here, Gratitude, then identity, vision, communication, learning, and the extra effort. So now it's easy for you to remember. You don't have to remember 88 principles. So you just look at your hand every single day, and this will reinforce the message of the 5 forces plus gratitude that you have to exercise to really grow and go beyond. Final message for you now. It's a warning, okay? It's a warning. Before I go into the warning, so far so good? Make sense? All right. Now, final warnings. You now have an objective summary of the most important things to achieve true, balanced, holistic success. You can apply that to make more money, to be more happier in your professional career, to build stronger and healthier relationships, and of course, to be healthier as an athlete, if you want, including. Okay. You have a science now. You have a method to achieve true success. But most people you know don't have that method yet. They never heard of it. There's still like going crazy with all those information, all that information about success they're trying to grasp and understand. And many people you know, including your family, may also be in the accommodation mode. They tried, they didn't figure out, and then they are already accepting the fact that maybe they're not going to be that successful. They're not going to be that happy. They're not going to be that great. So unfortunately, a lot of people you know are going to the mediocrity thinking already. Okay, I accept to be mediocre because I tried to be super successful, but I couldn't make it. So I'll try to accommodate now. And when you talk to them with that spark in your eyes, your willingness to do whatever it takes to grow and to be a positive influence in the world and changing lives through your example, they're going to look at you, you're dreaming. You sound like me when I was younger. They're going to try to say, okay, calm down. Don't create those crazy expectations because you're going to hurt yourself, right? And it hurts deeply when you're sharing your dreams with someone you love, and that person looks at you and clearly she or he doesn't believe in you. That hurts. Don't let that hurt you. I know sometimes you're going to feel like you're crossing the desert by yourself, alone, and you would think maybe I should come back to stay with my family, to stay with my friends, to stay with those people who are not pursuing success, but okay, maybe it's better to stay with them. That's not the answer. If you go back, if you give up your successful journey and you go back, you're not helping anyone. You're not helping you, you're not helping them. But if you continue, you're going to leave footsteps. And when you arrive to the top, when you're up there, they're going to see your journey. They're going to see it is possible because you've done it. And then all that time alone you spent crossing the desert will make sense to you, because now people who were left behind for that period of time you were pursuing your greatness, they're going to look, okay, it's possible. He's done it. She's done it. It's possible. And maybe your family, your friends will follow your example, and they will follow your footsteps, and they will also achieve that greatness, their own greatness. And then you would know for sure that you have done not only your right to be successful, but your duty to be successful. A lot of young kids right now, unfortunately, they believe the only way to be successful and make money they want to make is following the steps of the unrighteous people that are not doing the right thing. But so they need more examples of good people, good human beings, honest human beings that are becoming great through the right path. You can be that example. You can save a lot of lives just by achieving success yourself, this good, healthy, enduring success, you can set the example for millions of people to follow you, starting with your family, your friends, maybe your city, maybe sometimes your country. We don't know how far you can go. But believe in yourself and believe that this is your duty. We have the duty of being successful in the right way. Believe in yourself, make the decision to evolve towards excellence. That's the best thing you can do for yourself, for your family, and the other ones you love.
I so appreciate your passion for what you do and your drive, your motivation. That really speaks to me. I know those are very important qualities, and I thank you for your presentation today.
Thank you so much, Corinne. Thank you very
You're
much
welcome.
for being here with us.
Absolutely.
I think it, like everything that you said just is so relevant to what's going on today. And so many people are getting stuck in fear. And I loved when you said that, you know, we all have fear, but it's just a piece of us. It's not all of us. And that piece cannot be greater than the whole. And it's really easy right now too to fall into all the excuses as to why. But people are going to come out of this successful, and it's all how you choose to handle that. So the tools that you gave us today are, you know, they can be key to any of us coming out successful on the other side of what we're going through right now. So thank you.
I think that one of the most important things I've taken away is the learning aspect of it. Because whether I'm looking at the screen and whether you're a physical therapist, you do, you know, payroll services or merchant processing or whatever, it's very important to stay on that learning curve and keep going up.
Thank you, Fabio, so much for coming on and doing this. We all, you know, getting through this stuff need more positive food like this for our minds and for our souls. So thank you so much for coming on and doing this for us.